Hello everybody. Today I wanted to share my experience with shopping the H&M Mugler, whatever collection in the store here in The Hague in the Netherlands. And I wanted to share my personal experience compared to the last few years of guest designer collections as well as online as in store. I want to show you the leather trousers that I got, and I will be doing that first. Just a brief first impressions, try on and an outfit with that pair of leather trousers. Also the sizing is a little bit weird, and I think that would be the most interesting to see. Also comparing it to other years guest designer collection items that I still have in my collection, which I will probably not get rid of anytime soon. Just in comparison, it means of the price and the impression those collections had compared to this year's. Might be that this year was kind of lacking. It means of that attitude of the guest designer collection, but let's just get to everything, but starting off with the leather trousers. So here we have the leather trousers, and when I first got them out of the packaging I was not impressed. I actually already knew that this was not what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be more heavy, more thick. Not the case, and in hand it just doesn't feel impressive. It's a €300 price tag, which can be expected for a leather pair of trousers, obviously, especially when it's combined with a guest designer collection, because usually H&M leather trousers are $199. I think that's the fixed price, and sometimes if it's a little less impressive, or maybe the jogger cuff, it's more towards the $179. That's in euros. So this is $299. Let's just say €300. But comparing it later to a few different pieces, you'll probably see where I'm coming from in terms of the expectations. So this is a size 56. I could probably get a size 54 in these leather trousers, but I am a size, jean size is the only reference I can really give you. I would usually aim for a size 33, and that's when I have the stretch. So this was the only size that I could get my hands on, so I figured I'd just try it, and maybe it runs really small because of all the skinny models and then the tight waist. I thought maybe it runs a little bit slim, so this size could work, but we'll just see, and otherwise just return it, which I'm going to be doing. So I'll just put this on, show you some details of it. It's not that interesting, but just a few impressions of this pair of leather trousers. I wouldn't recommend getting it, but let's go into it anyway. So here you see this, I can't do it further away, so it's vertical right now. And yeah, you can just see, I mean, my entire hand, my fist fits in here, so it's just too big, obviously. But for the entire fit, that shouldn't really matter too much. So you got that button right here, the zip right here, zip on the side, a zip on the bottom as well. The entire pair of trousers is like kind of breaking up in these patterns and stitches throughout, but it just doesn't flourish the way I think it really wanted to. And I don't know if it's just my expectations. If this is totally what you expected, I can totally understand that you would grab this and wear it. It's really comfortable. I mean, it's not that the tough beginning of those usual leather trousers that you just have to break them in so much. This is just a ready to wear pair, it feels like, which is interesting. But let's just dress it up a little bit and I'll show you some more impressions of this pair. So this is probably the best way in my clothing style to do this. It means of what this collection was going for. So I had these Dolce & Gabbana boots, which resemble the boots quite well, I think. And this blazer is by Cos. This Rick Owens tee, but I mean, this I'm not going to be using. The size is not good for me, I know that, but I think the general fit of this thing is also not meeting my expectations. I expect it to be more fitted maybe. And then also the leather is just not too, I'm not too impressed with it. So it's going to be a pass for me. I'm going to be returning these. But as you can see as well, it means that what I was expecting to be using it for is with this pair then. And then you have that bottom shot that they have the product, that they open the zip and you have that boot underneath there. It doesn't work for me personally, the way it looks like right here. I want to look like, when I wear these boots, I want to look like the Hateful Eight. When they come out of their carriage stepping, you have that close-up shot of Quentin Tarantino, them getting out of that carriage and stepping in the snow. That's what this should look like, and I don't feel like that it does. so I'm not gonna be keeping this. Yeah, it's just not too impressive, honestly. I would say combine the money you have of this, so like the 300, and if you got the coat, which is probably gonna be the same leather, and it will be hard passing on as well, because if it's not that really tough heavy leather, then I probably won't suggest getting it. But as well, I have to say it's probably not realistic to have these expectations for these type of collections in this price range, because expecting a really heavy leather jacket, and it could be possible somewhere, which would probably, if my expectations were met, would probably be around $750. That's never going to happen for the H&M Guest Designer collection. So I am not going to be trying for anything else for this collection for this reason, because I told you I wanted the leather items. They were online exclusives, and now I have them in, and I'm not impressed. So we'll be skipping on the entire collection. Didn't get anything except for a wristband and a few info cards, but that's really it. I probably want to style this as well with my own wardrobe. So here's where it's at, guys. So here you can probably tell that this looks way better. This is the 8x pair of trousers. It's more of a skinny fit and more straight towards the bottom. Again, don't mind the gold on the Dolce & Gabbana boots, but this looks way better. Feels better in my opinion. And this pair of trousers is more my size, obviously, but this style just fits my general style better than that one. So that one's actually everything I expected it not to be. And yeah, this would actually do fine for me, and this confirmed that for me. This is really, really good. So in means of some of the other items that I own for the Guest Designer collection, so I'll just show you a few. This was of the pre-drop of the Geometry Valley collection. So I think the first time they really did a preview collection, capsule collection, before they actually dropped one, which I always thought was really interesting. Just right after they announced it, they opened up this capsule, and yeah, you could purchase it. And I really liked the pearls accents in the clothing, and I have the necklace as well, and I have the other few pieces with all these prints. So I collected everything that had a print on it, even had it stick to my wall, but I'll show you that a little later. So that's this like cut off sleeve turtleneck that I traded with someone who worked on the H&M team for a different guest designer item. So we have this one as well. Don't wear this one as much, but I feel like it's a fun item to have. Then we have this one as well. This was the grill. I never put so much effort into actually getting something. This parka still holds up really well. Print doesn't fade at all. Really, I think it's well made for what this did cost, and it feels like it's not durable, but it really is, which I think is interesting. It always looks so nice. This is always a talking point in fashion, and I'm really happy that I did this collection. Only thing that really bothers me is that the origin of this original painting is unknown. I can't find that anywhere. They say it's in his Geometry Valley, his house, and he doesn't know where it's originated from. It's just really interesting, but I'll show you my silk scarf on the wall. So here you can see that. I just found it, I was cycling one day in the Netherlands, and I found a really big canvas which someone put to the street, and then the garbage people come to collect it. So just before that happened, I saw that piece, and I was like, that's probably a really good measurement piece of my silk scarf that I have. So I brought it home, and I nailed I stapled the silk scarf to it, and then it looked like that, and I was really amazed that it kind of worked out, because it was almost a perfect sizing, and that's really interesting. It was almost a perfect sizing, and I thought that was really interesting to have something just put up there. Also have the leather boxing gloves. Yeah, many items actually. This Moschino H&M phone case. All these kinds of weird things. Which really makes these collections stand out, and nothing of this particular collection, in my honest opinion, makes it stand out the way that these previous collections did. But maybe that's just nostalgia talking, or yeah. I mean, this as well. Who can forget this? This went on sale. I guess these are a collection item that went on sale. Nowadays, everything is going to resell markets, and this went on sale for like 100 euros, and even in the stores, there's like a blog you can look up. All the Moschino for H&M, guest designer pieces, accessories, jackets, coats, all went on sale. They can't get rid of it. Even in my hometown where I was born, they had someone returned that Moschino for H&M painted jeans. It had a little stain on it, and it was 10 euros. They had it on sale, and I picked it out. I couldn't believe my eyes. They didn't carry that collection. And then I brought it to the cash register, and they said, finally, somebody got that atrocious piece out of here. We couldn't get rid of that. Nobody wanted it. And I bought it, and I think I sold it the day after for like 130 online. It's so crazy that people just skip over that stuff. But more items of that collection. Yeah, you can probably guess which collection is my favorite out of all of them. Well, in the past at least. Probably moving forward there won't be so many interesting pieces just as this, because it's getting kind of saturated. I also love this. I picked it up for like 20 euros. And also for 2015, this was also hard to get. The boiler suit. Still love this because of these silver accents. And it's a really good alternative for a Rick Owens bodysuit, because it's a little bit more baggy. I love that a little bit more than the bodysuits that Rick Owens does. But still works really, really well for me. The biggest size available. I'll put this on so you can see what that looks like. So we also have the leather boxing gloves. These are all kinds of items that I pick up. If people are selling a lot of things, then I just bundle it, and then I look for the like value, what it is in total, and then I try to keep the accessories just as pieces throughout the house. Just really cool to have genuine leather boxing gloves from the Alexander Wayne collection 2014. Yeah, I'll get into the boiler suit, show you that, and then we'll end the video with the experience of the entire shopping event. So here you see the boiler suit. It means of how impressive I think this is, and this was half of that leathercraft trousers. Yeah, there's more unique things in my opinion, and obviously it's gonna be what you're looking for. So I love this idea of all the silver zippers. It totally breaks up this entire plain black bodysuit. It's just perfect. It's so good. And you can put everything in the zips. It's just really, really good. I have more videos with this, and as you can see, I like the boots in this height, or a little bit lower maybe, but not too low. And if I have that, and I need really like a skinny cuff, or really big actually, but it's just not there for the leather trouser. So that's why I distance myself from it. I don't wanna keep it. So I do a lot of this, and again, all these Get Sound collection items are really cool to have, and especially because I spend so much time on collecting it all, and looking it up, and going places, even meeting elderly people who purchase something like that. Like a duvet coat, I purchased of I think 70-year-old woman at a train station. It was really cool to do that. But let's get into the experience of the stores, a little bit of the changes, and then we'll end the video there. So it means the price comparison. This pair of leather dungarees was also $2.99. That was in I think 2018. I'm not quite sure anymore. I don't know what really came. Yeah, I think it's 2018. 1 year before Jump Just the Valley. So this feels way more comfortable. It's really thick. This feels tough. I also wore this at a festival, and it doesn't feel fragile at all, whereas that like Mugler pair, it just feels a little bit flimsy compared to this one. It's just not the same, and if you expect something like this to be in here as well, and I know it's two completely different designers, but then again, all these H&M leather trousers tend to really feel the same. And if you didn't tell me that this was a designer collection, I would probably think that this was a regular pair of H&M trousers. So with the comparison, yeah, this is way more worth my money than this. So that's also a reason that this is going to be going back. So it means of differences compared to Giambattista Valley or any collection before that. I have some experience with these collections, and they always tend to do this like color coding queue line. So when you get to the store, it's probably based on something that you get there, they start handing out these wristbands, these ones. I got the dark blue one, which meant I was in the third group of the queue, and yeah, it said I could shop 45 minutes after the collection already dropped, which I think is interesting. They do it for, I think, security reasons and overview in the store, so they can create the same experience and not a messy experience for the next group. If the first group decides to purchase a lot of stuff, they have to restock a few things, and there's, I think, really limited stock. As soon if they can just maintain the image of the store and maintain security, I think that's good, and that's why they probably work with 15 people at a time. Also, the thing that was different than other years was after 3 hours, the limited quantity of sizes that you could buy, so you can only buy one a piece, like the maximum quantity actually you could get was one per size, one per item. And that means after 3 hours you can just buy whatever you want. But I mean, if you want to be saving up so much and then get into the reselling and buying everything full retail, I don't know if there's a lot of money to be made right there. And return times changed. Instead of 30 days to 14 days. So you can always try your luck going back to the store, because the return time is shorter and people tend to return in the store more early, I think, because they can get their money back faster if they used a cash or debit. So immediately color coding, that's probably something that you want to be prepared for if you're going to be shopping next year, because it cannot take all the way up to 3 hours if it's really busy. And here in The Hague, it's not that busy. I mean, there was like 50 people, maybe 100 in total for the entire event, even after I was there. So it can be that you line up, you get there, and a lot of people line up 2 hours before. So that means if you're not there at like 2 hours before, then you're probably not going to be in the first few groups. You're going to be having limited sizes, and also you have to wait 2 or 3 hours if it's really busy. I've never experienced that, but I did go to that Moschino H&M pre-sale event, and that was such a long line in Amsterdam. It was crazy. But I received I won that member event. So I won that member event for the Moschino thing as well. So then you receive a special bracelet that you won't be able to get if you don't know like the correspondence between H&M and the 15 people that win. So that group can always go to the front. So even if you're late, if you're on time for the event, but you're like too late to be in the line of the front, even if you're here, this bracelet basically gets you to the front if you win that member event. So you can always participate in that to, well, increase your odds of getting your items. And that's really it, I think, for the in-store changes. There were a lot of sour people in the lineup. I don't know why. There were people literally like at 9 o'clock, they were in line, and then saw someone, like one girl that completely flipped out because she had the items that she wanted via the online order. And then they started hating, oh, it's not that special of a collection, who cares, so over-exaggerating. And I was like, come on, it's so stupid. I go there with like the positive intentions, and then people start to cry about everything because they can't get anything, but they are in line too. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I mean, everybody there is there for a reason. I mean, it's just fun. I always like to see, especially for me, it's just a focused group of people who are slightly into fashion, and then seeing them all in one place always fills my heart. I really like that. So for online experience, I was in the line, of course, and I was the third group that could go in. So I could only shop after 45 minutes of the drop. So I had 45 minutes to do the online shopping, and the only item I was able to order, because if you add to shopping bag, it always says can't do it. Then you refresh one time, you get back in the queue, then you get back in, then you see all the red flags of the sizes, which means there are only a few sizes left. You try to add a few sizes, you can't add anything, or you can't check out. It's always a big mess. I don't know what works and what doesn't work anymore. It's so freaking flooded. It it's really far from flawless, this method of doing it. And I don't know why one of the biggest fashion corporations in the world can't get their servers in order to just create actual, I don't know if like in technical terms how to do that, but they should be able to create so much free room for people and give us some like real-time updates. So if something is sold out, that it doesn't take that freaking long. If somebody paid, it should be a 1, and if somebody didn't pay, it should be a 0. And there's probably a lot of people checking out at the same time, so you have to see which one is first. But I mean, one is going to be the 1 and one is going to be the 0, right? I mean, it should be way more clear, and then you can see all the items are still available, and you're like, oh, okay, I can add this size because that's my size, and then you can do it. So you go to the next size, the bigger size, and then you want to add it, you can't do it, and then all of a sudden you get like 5 sizes further into it, which happened to me with the leather trouser when I get 52. Went to try to get a 54, couldn't do it, and then 56 added to cart. So it's like, okay, I'll settle for the 56 because other sizes are probably not going to be there. Only thing that I could add in the entire hour, actually the entire day, I wanted to add items, and then after a few hours everything was gone, and people are going to be they're going to be shipping it out. People are going to be receiving it just before the weekend. They're not going to get the returns in before Monday, I'd say. So coming next week, it's probably going to be restocking again. So just add the items to your favorites in your app, then you can see really quickly if something is back in stock or not, and if your size is there, you're lucky. So that's really it for the collection. I mean, nothing too special this year. Didn't have the charm for me personally, but the experience was nice to experience again, and just meeting new people and seeing how people are into this is just cool. It's a nice way to see the people into fashion in one place, as I said. And if you don't want to get anything, it feels really laid back just being there, and you see the coffee stand, and I don't know, it's just a fun experience overall. And I am a little more curious. Maybe it's I'm not that into it anymore, the Get Under collections. I do love the previous items that I have, but I just can't see myself justifying the money for it anymore, since I'm into different brands and I can get something mainline of some designer brand that I really like instead of H&M designer collaborations. So I think my personal preference goes more towards that. I think that's a better investment in the long run as well, in terms of quality and also what's going to be worth. So really interesting. Share your thoughts. How did it go down at your store? Did you order online? Did it go hassle free? I don't know. Let's just talk about it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's going to be quite a long one.